Arguably the most competitive game and the most eagerly anticipated game in the world, the El Clasico, or El Clasico as it is said. I am so excited to bring you tactical analysis of this game, so let's get to it and talk some tactics. So just to bring you up to date with a little bit of history between these two teams in the several years that they've been playing against each other, going head to head. 168 La Liga matches played. Real Madrid have won 42%. Draws 32, and Barcelona have won 66, so 39%. So Real Madrid still hold an edge, but in my honest opinion, will that matter in this game? I do not think so. I think Barcelona at the moment are the team in form. Real Madrid are struggling based on their performance against Schalke. They bring it back a little bit in the La Liga this weekend, but I don't think that previous form has as much to do with this game as people make it out to be. I think it is just a derby, it's a rivalry, it's eagerly anticipated because of the talent on both sides, and we're going to talk about that right here. And I'm going to talk about first and foremost Real Madrid's tactical formation that they should line up with against Barcelona based on how poorly they have been defending. So let's look at their team that they had against Levante. So they went with what looks like a 4-3-3. Lucas Silva obviously playing in the middle there with Modric and Isco. Kroos was left on the bench in this game. Bale, Benzema and Ronaldo up top. So this is how I think Real Madrid should line up. So similar formation to what Barcelona has. They have to go with that 4-3-3 obviously to utilise their front three, arguably three of the best strikers in the world, obviously coming up against another three of the best strikers in the world in Suarez, Messi and Neymar. But it's their midfield that I think that need to definitely freshen up for this game. They're talking about playing Kroos, Modric and Isco in there. If it was me, I think they need to pack two defensive-minded midfielders. And Modric, when he plays for Real Madrid, does well at winning the ball back, and he's very aggressive. I would go with Modric and Illarramendi to come in there because I think that they just look so much more stable and disciplined with him in there, and allow Toni Kroos to push a little bit further forward. Obviously, him and Modric can interchange, but whether Ancelotti will do that, I do not think so. I think he's going to go with his trusty three of Kroos, Modric and Isco. I know I'm a huge fan of Isco myself, but to try and counteract the likes of Lionel Messi and the attacking threat that Barcelona has, Real Madrid need to be a little bit more conservative because they have the players up top, Benzema and Bale and Ronaldo. They don't need as much midfield support as you would think. They can rely on those front three. But it's their defending that I need to talk about, and I'm going to talk about the goals against Schalke in particular. Many times did Schalke attack from wide areas, and Real Madrid would shift across, and I talk about this invisible rope. Plenty of times my old coach drilled it into my head, so I like to bring it up. This rope that should be attached to defenders, and they drag each other across to make sure that they fill in these gaps. But Schalke utilised their width very well, and they had plenty of shots on goal because of the space that was available in the middle of the park. Toni Kroos did not track back well enough. I think he's a great midfielder, but in terms of tracking back, he doesn't do this job as well as he does with his amazing passing rate that we talk about. So there is times where midfielders from Schalke find a lot of space in here, and they were getting free shots on a goalkeeper who is not as good as what he once was in Casillas. Hopefully they play Navas. I think they should. I think he's a better goalkeeper at this moment in time. I know Casillas is a legend, but I just don't think that he's good enough to pull on the Real Madrid jersey at the moment. So if they play Navas, it won't be as much as a threat. If Casillas makes a return in goals, if they allow free shots in there from the likes of Messi or Suarez or Iniesta, Rakitic comes in, they will leave themselves susceptible to rebounds. That's why Schalke counteract them so well. They had so many shots from distance that Casillas just couldn't handle, and they had weak side runners, as I like to call it, because Arbeloa was caught sleeping. And it's good that Carvajal's coming back now. I think Arbeloa was not good enough in that game against Schalke, so they have some of their main defenders back, Ramos and Carvajal. I don't know if it will be as much of a problem, but I want to bring up specifically Barcelona's attack against Man City, because this is how Real Madrid can be caught up, because they might get caught up so much on trying to pick up this man, Lionel Messi, and what he does so well is with the likes of Suarez and Neymar. They have these amazing dynamic runs. Suarez against Man City made this run in behind into this area. Neymar came across, checked to feet, so straight away the defenders were all caught worrying about these attacking runs. And what did Rakitic do? He just stemmed in behind, ghosted right in there, and Lionel Messi picked him out. Before you know it, it was 1-0 against Manchester City. And I think that if Real Madrid are not wise, they could suffer the same fate, because Barcelona are so good at doing that. They drag you into areas that you do not want to be and create massive seams at the back. And with Lionel Messi being as dangerous as he is at the moment, what you need to understand is that marking him is one thing, but marking the space that he can find with the one swift whack of his wand is something else, because he can just draw you in, pick the ball over the top, and there it is, Rakitic, and it could be 1-0. So I think that Real Madrid have to worry about that. That's one way they can counteract it, by playing two holding midfielders to try and cover that space. But next up is talking about Barcelona's defensive mind. So let me just touch on Barcelona's tactics. With Barcelona defending, what they need to worry about right now is Cristiano Ronaldo, who cannot stop scoring with his head. And one of the reasons I want to bring this up is because I think that Real Madrid will try and attack from wider areas, because that is what they've found in most successful in games against Schalke, is having direct balls from deeper areas in behind. And we know at the moment there's some supposed inner squad conflict with Bale and Ronaldo not sharing the ball as much. I think that needs to be knocked in the head in this game. They need to make sure to distribute the ball, because Barcelona will punish you and get it into the box early. And it so happens that one of Barcelona's weaknesses at the moment, that I think is a strength and a weakness. Busquets is injured. Mascherano, for me, is a better aggressive holding midfielder, but he is sometimes rash in his tackles. And what Barcelona will have to watch out for is in case Mascherano gets caught out here. Because if he gets caught pulled out from protecting that back four, they weren't tested as much as I thought they should have been against Manchester City. But when Manchester City got behind Mascherano, they were more dangerous. And when they found into feet with Aguero, of course Mascherano rushed back and made that rash tackle which gave away the penalty. So that is the only area of weakness, is if they draw Mascherano out of position and he's not there to protect the back four, then I think that it could cause a problem. And Real Madrid need to use this well. Get the ball into the likes of Cruz and spread it wide, and allow Mascherano to what he does well as a good holding midfielder is he'll come across and he'll try and double team on the likes of Ronaldo. This will create space in there if you want to push someone up like Cruz, like Isco, and try and attack from the weak side. It's going to be an interesting game. I think that the only hope that Real Madrid have is not to concede early. If they concede early at the Nou Camp, I can see Barcelona going on and winning this game comfortably. If they hold them out and frustrate them, attack from wide areas and go deep into the box, it could be a problem. But my prediction is a Barcelona win. I think it's going to be 2-1 at the Nou Camp. We want to know what you guys think. Comments in the section below. Be sure to subscribe to TYT Sports and watch all of our Clasico coverage. We have a recap coming your way. We have talks about Messi versus Ronaldo, and we have talks about the man himself, Messi, on his own. Thanks again.